Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to make a tutorial about the tables for sharpening your speed skates. I see a lot of people doing things with them, but I don't see people tuning them. So I want to show you how I tuned my tables. This is an overview of my speed skating stuff and my skilering stuff. So here we come to the tables that I use. On the right, the table that I use for my skates for nature ice. And on the left, the table that I use for the track. I start out with measuring the width of the inner table on both tables, on both sides. It has to be equal. If it isn't, return the table to the guy you bought it from. I see people doing this, standing up the skates straight away on the edges of the table, but that's not the way to go in my opinion. You always have a difference on the edges of the table. They can stand to the right, to the left, to each other or out of each other. I use this. This is the plate where I regrind my sharpening stones, and it's a straight plate and it takes almost a whole table. So I use a 90-degree angle. You can see that it's 90 degree, and on the other side it's 90 degree. There's a bit difference because the outside table is a bit it swoops a bit, but it doesn't affect the 90-degree angle of the skates when they're in the table. You have a long length of the plate, so it's more accurate, I think. So of course you have to do that for both sides of the table, also the other side. On this table also 90 degrees. I use a very thin file and a special made tool which is exactly 90 degrees, and with feeling and always controlling what you're doing, I very slowly file a bit of the table, so it's exactly 90 degrees. I put tape on the table for protection. I use stripes on it, so it's every time the same. Left, right, front, aft. Markers also on the table itself, so I know which way to go on both tables. This has an end plate where you put your skates against. This one hasn't, so I put a plate on the red lines. Well, also 90 degrees, you can see. These are the tools I use. I use normal grinding stones. I have a lot of diamond stones. Like here, I use polishing materials. I use polishing paste, burr stones, a very small polishing burr stone for the aftermath. This is for rusty skates, which I often sharpen for other people. I use a radius plate. I myself use 22-23 meters, and I can check it on that plate, and also for other skates. And if the radius is in the middle, I use a brush to remove dust every time I have been grinding, so in between grinds, and especially before polishing. Well, I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Don't be afraid to ask. I always try to answer them. Thanks for watching.